Hi, hello everyone. Welcome all to the SAP S4 HANA Finance demo session. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's just 9:30 right now, so we're waiting for a few more of them to join the call. So just give us a few more minutes. Hopefully we'll start the session by 9:35 p.m. I will introduce myself, and Sam will introduce himself too. So first, Sam, go ahead, Sam.
Hey everyone, my name is Sam Kumar. Been in the industry more than 28 years, and last 18 years been in SAP. We have a company called Celtech Systems. It's a SAP partnered company. We can sell license, also do consulting for the clients. Apart from this, we have another license, which is education related to SAP. We have a worldwide license, a unique license where we could take this to universities, colleges, and online courses like this. So that's about it about Celtech Systems. And Sendil, you want to take over?
Yeah. Hey, this is my name is Senthil Kumar Babu. I just started my career as an academician, so I taught in university for quite a while. I still have a passion for teaching. That's why I'm involved with Celtech Academy. I'm mainly kind of help design, develop SAP e-learning courses, and I love doing that. And we really develop awesome SAP e-learning for our students. So that's the mission and vision for Celtech Academy, is to really design, develop, and deliver awesome SAP e-learning courses. So I kind of spearhead that, and as well as other things in Celtech Academy. That's about it by myself. So I'll talk about Celtech Academy and also Celtech Systems a little bit more when we start the presentation. But I'm going to just let others talk about yourself. We wanted to quickly run do a quick roll call and find out. I know that most of you are freshers and may not necessarily have SAP experience, but that's fine, because this course is indeed targeted towards people who may or may not have any SAP experience, right? You may have a little bit, but that's okay too. But if you do not have, there's no reason to get scared about this, because this is really a course that is designed to target students who may not have any SAP experience. Okay. Of course, my name is Nandu in the control panel, but my name is actually Senthil Babu. Nandu is I do not know how to change the name, so that's why I'm just still being Nandu.
Senthil, I want to add one more stuff in this right now. Celtech Systems and SM Systems have partnered here to conduct SAP courses, and not only conduct the courses and further employ the students in different SAP projects. So that's the goal here. That's the reason we have tied up with SM Systems. SM Systems have already worked with you on different courses, and the core objective is to find consulting opportunities or permanent opportunities for the students. That's the core objective of this course.
So what I'm going to do is very quickly introduce Celtech Systems and Celtech Academy. Celtech System and Celtech SAP Academy is a Georgia-based corporation. We have a head office located right here in Atlanta, Georgia, and we have satellite offices in Chennai and Sri Lanka. And like I said earlier, Celtech Academy has actually been designing and developing SAP e-learning courses through a partnership with SAP. Like I said, we love doing this, and we've created some awesome SAP e-learning courses for our students. And of course, you'll hear a lot about it from Sam, and the instructor was actually Ms. Kavita Agarwal. She couldn't come on the call, but Sam is going to handle it because it's a demo session. So either one of us could handle it easily. So Sam is going to do that. And Celtech System is the parent organization which holds most of the licenses, right? So we have a partner-managed cloud partnership with SAP. We also have educational partnership with SAP. So what that allows us to do is conduct, training courses, right? So it could be instructor-led training, or it could be online SAP training, or it could be even training that could be conducted in a university, in an academic institution. So we have licenses that exclusively allows us to go and teach in any private university, as long as the university and management blesses that course. So we can actually do, like I said, instructor-led or a combination of it in hybrid kind of a training, and purely online SAP training, or classroom training, or university training, or corporate training. So our license allows us to do all these kind of different flavors of training. As part of this training, we provide you, study material. We also record the sessions and put it up for you as an on-demand video, which you could actually play back and go back and review the material. We have interactive hands-on simulations using real-time SAP sessions. So all of that comes as a package as part of this training program. Okay, that's what it is. And today's course is going to be, although it is SAP S4 Finance course, it's based on the latest iteration of HANA in-memory technology. So what this finance course, which Sam will talk about in detail, what this S4 finance course, the S4 HANA finance course does is it actually replaces the classical traditional ERP or financial application that was part of the ERP system. It was introduced back in 1990. So it replaces this. It's a new line of code. It's completely rewritten from ground up with a vision of transforming the older legacy application to modern platform, which is device agnostic. It will work in your mobile devices, or it will work in your either on your phone or in your tablet, or it can still work the regular way in your desktop environment. So it has become so the rewrite has become so modern that it can actually run in any of those devices. There is no constraint of the legacy ERP system where you have to tie yourself to your desktop environment and you can't really actually consume that on cloud on your devices. All of that was not possible earlier. So with this S4 HANA Finance, all of those barriers have been broken. So it is the most modern financial systems that you learn. But because S4 HANA is actually something that is more modern, but still it has the basics of accounting, all of that comes from your traditional and legacy ERP system. So this course is going to introduce you to all of those classical traditional FICO, and then slowly bring you back to S4 HANA, which is the most recent, current version of financial system. So I'm going to just pass it on to Sam now. Sam will take it and run it from here onwards. Sam, please.
Yeah, man, we want to just say our proactive approach. Most of them, I guess, are from the academia. So the skill set, whatever you learn from the universities, might not be sufficient for the enterprise. So we want to bridge those gaps. That's the objective of this and of this whole training program. And especially in this SAP, most of them know about SAP. It's pretty popular business application. It is a leading product for a pretty almost 2 decades. I mean, none of the other ERP products could compete with SAP. I mean, and obviously, because of their popularity, their job market is high, as well as the salary range is comparatively higher than any other applications or IT experience or IT products you have. So that's one of the thing, and there is a demand for it. And moreover, as Sendil explained, there's a big transformation in SAP right now, and all those legacy stuff, whatever they have, they're kind of migrating into new technology, as he mentioned. You guys can, I mean, all the user interface is much more nicer, can be rendered into any mobile devices, tablets, or even laptops. So many things are happening in SAP right now. Their backend is completely changed. They're having, they have their own database, which is called HANA. It's in memory. So on top of it, they are rewriting all their existing applications. So it's pretty hot right now as far as SAP world is concerned. So it generally talks about for the folks whenever you get trained. So you get into these advanced program like S4HANA, and then probably you will be also getting into projects with this program, and then the goal is to placement in career. That's the goal we have, and most of them looks like have enough good experience that could easily take you to a career path in SAP. So I just want to talk about the trainer, Kavita Agarwal. She's pretty seasoned SAP professional, especially in finance, and she has written a lot of white papers. She and her husband are very much involved in SAP world. They have a title from SAP Mentor. They go into different seminars. They are speakers, especially in S4HANA. So she's going to take the class, and probably her husband also would join and give some expert comments while during the training. So she was based in US, and then now she's in India, and she's still coming to different projects in the US, and then goes back. She's going to do the complete training. So as Sendil mentioned, the objective is S4HANA, and this is a new technology. As I mentioned, all their ERP applications are rewritten, and specifically they started with finance. That's what we are going to do it. So we cannot go directly to S4 Finance without the base. So the first course would be learning SAP Finance, and then the Delta course would be SAP S4HANA Finance. So the two courses are combined in this. So what you would learn in SAP Finance, FICO, Financial Accounting and Controlling. So in this, probably we are going to cover all these modules within that, like GL. Within GL, there are so many sub-modules in it, like GL posting, validation, and all those financial information with respect to GL. Similarly with account receivables and account payables, special ledger, and all kinds of financial reporting comes with that, cost center, profit center, and asset accounting. And also you will learn something new, like an advanced subject in accounting, like special ledger and parallel posting, those kind of stuff. And it's going to be a little bit intense than S4. So as a functional expert, you would learn everything what you need to do and how to configure in SAP system. It's It's 100% functional training, and in and out you would learn everything as far as whatever needed for a corporate in finance. So that's a course you would go initially. It will be a 45-hour course, and that's going to be a pretty intense. And then you do the Delta course, which is S4 HANA, which is focusing on finance, transforming finance with instant insight. So what is that covered in S4 HANA? We are going to give an overview of S4 HANA and the key benefits of it, and what all the line of businesses we have with S4 HANA and the logistic part of it. Logistics is nothing but all the MMSD, production planning, the other modules, which is also integrated with S4 HANA, and then the deployment, key functionalities, and right now you guys are going to see the improved version of finance in S4 HANA. So we'll talk about what is S4 HANA and compare with the legacy application, ERP system, what you have right now. So the legacy system, we have the transaction process, that is all the finance aspects happening in one system, and then you move your data to another system, which is OLAP, which is for your business intelligence and reporting, and these process takes a longer time, and more than a day it takes for a report to be generated, and then the business uses it, and by the time they get the report, it's already a day old or 2 days old. So, and also it's a lot of data moving from one system to another. At any given time, reconciliation is a major issue as of right now. Whereas in S4 HANA, when everything stays in one system, it's all in memory, not even in the disk. It's all in memory, so your transaction process as well as the analytical process all happens in the same system. And for example, if somebody who knows, I think a couple of people who are in the finance background could appreciate this. At any given day, we can do a soft close. That means you can close the books for that company at any given date, which is not possible in the legacy ERP finance system. It takes at least 3 or 4 days based on your company volume and other transaction involved. Here, it's pretty simple. It can happen to any larger company. You can do a soft close on the same day. So everything resides on the same system. As I said earlier, it all happens because of the HANA appliance, which is memory based. And it's pretty unique right now, It's been very popular in SAP. SAP keeps on growing with that. All their applications are built on HANA. So finance is a very, very successful product right now they have. So if you look at the industry across the world, at least 90% of them have SAP. If you take oil industry, I could bet 100% of them have SAP. So every SAP installation, you have finance. Finance is a common thing. A certain configuration would change for a company, for industry specific, but the finance is the best. So everybody wants to move from their legacy FICO system into the new Simple Finance on HANA. So there is a very big wave right now to migrate legacy to the new S4 HANA. So there are, in the market, we do not have S4 Simple Finance consultants right now. It's a very scarce consultants right now. They are pretty hard, but it's scarce to get anybody right now. So generally it talks about what I did right now. It's mostly in this legacy system. As I mentioned, reconciliation is pretty laborious, and most of the time it's batch oriented, and it's also inefficient. Whereas in the simple finance, as I already mentioned, it's all real time, and it's both OLTP and OLAP, meaning your transaction system and your reporting system resides on the same system, and the analysis is much more easier. You can do a lot of analytics at the same time while you do a transaction process. And the another one is called, it's a columnar data store, which is pretty unique in HANA. I will talk about it in the next slide. So here, this generally gives an idea how SAP evolved their ERP system. Most of them know who are in SAP would know this, but whoever do not know SAP, I just want to talk about this a little bit. In 1979, the R2 system started. It's an ERP system. Basically, it was an IBM project given to a bunch of folks in Germany, and then the project got canceled. Those folks in Germany started developing it on their own. So that's how SAP started. And then a major version change happened in 1992, which is called R3, which is very popular. And then in 2004, they changed the name to ERP. In 2015, last year, they rewritten everything, especially on the finance side right now. And even in logistics, they've redone everything, but SAP Finance is pretty popular. And it's called SAP S4 right now. So what all changed in S4? Their database is changed. It's in-memory HANA database, and their application layer is completely rewritten. And then the user interface is a new interface, like it's called Fiori. It's web-based programming, and which has been integrated with the application layer, and that's a different course to just do the UI part of it, which is Fiori. So it is integrated in S4, so it's much easier for users, executives to look at anything at any given date. So date and time. If a CEO wants to know what the company status as far as right now on the receivables or payables or bottom line, the balance sheet, whatever, he could see that from his iPad or laptop or whatever it is. So generally about S4HANA, S4HANA stands for SAP Business Suite for HANA. It's a next generation business suite, fully built on HANA and native design. As I mentioned, their front end, which is the user interface, it's built on SAP Fiori. As I said, when the initial start on HANA was S4HANA, they started finance as the first objective to migrate, and that's what Simple Finance, the first step towards S4HANA. And S4HANA will offer further simplification in the areas of logistics, inventory management, procurement, MRP, human resource management, etc. It all happened right now, so everything is there right now. So not only finance, you have logistics, everything. So S4HANA, what is it right now? Combined with finance, logistics, collaboration with business and social network. And apart from this, SAP have some cloud products, which is Ariba, which is vendor management. Concur is your HR payments, expenses, those kind of stuff. SuccessFactor is HR, where you can do your recruitments, your learning system, your payroll system, your compensation system. A complete HR is in SuccessFactors, which is cloud-based. Same thing with Hybris. Hybris is more like an e-commerce, your front-end store for the company. So these are all cloud products, and it's been attached to your finance and logistics. So another thing is S4HANA is a legally a new product with new code line, as I mentioned earlier. It is the next wave of innovation similar to the transition from R2 to R3. So scope of S4HANA, as I mentioned, S4HANA is a database, it's an appliance. On top of it, they built the business suite, and you have your logistics and finance. On top of it, as I mentioned, you have your cloud applications, Ariba, Concur, SuccessFactors, similar to that. It's all integrated. So why SAP? The objective to get into S4HANA is to make it simple. Everything is simple right now, meaning as far as the user and the functional people involved in S4HANA, they simplified a lot of stuff. And these are all some of the key points, advantages using S4HANA. It's much faster. The faster in the sense you don't need to wait. It's super fast, and as already mentioned, this can be rendered into any devices, and you have your analytics. They have something called predictive analytics, which is also there. It's attached to big data. HANA itself is called as a big data. Have smooth user experience because of the Fiori, and the data is compressed. 10:1. So the data is so many. If you have a 10 terabyte system, when you move into HANA, it's going to be 1 terabyte. And moreover, it's real time, and reporting is on the fly. You don't need to wait. There is no aggregates in the system. Everything is based on your transaction. You don't need to run batch files to have some aggregates, and top of it create another aggregate and do any kind of aggregations. It's all from the base line items. So that's about S4HANA why. And another thing is how it's been simplified, why it's called simplified. In top, you see these are the tables. Example is given as account payable. You have so many tables in the legacy system. So what that means is you do a transaction, let's say account payable, and it's been recorded, and then if you want to do some cumulations, aggregations, it's stored in another table, another couple of 4 or 5 tables, and then it keeps on going. In between there's a lot of layers. So SAP Finance with aggregates and indices, when inserts are 10, updates are 5, and then when you go into Simple Finance, it's reduced to 4 and updates are 0. So what that means is right now we have just 4 tables instead of on the top all these tables. They removed all these tables away from the system. So because of the use of HANA, the in-memory database, it is so fast, it can go and on the fly aggregate certain information from your base transaction tables. So this is what I talked about your traditional database, for example, is 593 gigabytes. When you move into HANA, immediately it's going to reduce it to 119 gigabytes. And then it's because of the data compression and columnar store. and it also merges both your transaction system and your analytical system together, so that there is no duplicate of data, so it reduces so low. And then when you move from that level to S4 HANA, it is again reduced to 42 GB. So, so it's simplified data modeling. And then current data is 8.4 GB, provided you archive your data after age-old data. If you archive that, it becomes even lesser. It's 8.4 GB. So your cost of owning is very less, and then higher flexibility, simple and tiny. So even a large corporation can run at a very low data volume. So here, I just want to run a small video. This is basically to differentiate between a legacy system and the S4HANA with on Fiori. SAP system currently, the legacy or the classic ERP system runs on SAP GUI. It's almost like an IBM mainframe. IBM mainframe is a green color. This is in blue color. And for every screen you need to go, you need to remember a transaction code. That's how it brings up the transaction screens. And in Fiori, it's something just like a modern design. Just want to show how long it takes to run a particular transaction. It is for receivables, account receivables. It takes 2 minutes 12 seconds, and the clicks are 39, and screen change is 8, and fields to fill is only 5. Whereas in S4 HANA with Fiori, it takes only 47 seconds, and clicks are only 11. And then you have to change only 2 screens, and you have to fill only 2 fields. So the percentage of reduction is this much. So you save a lot.
SAP Simple Finance, powered by SAP HANA, helps finance departments better manage collections and disputes, streamline billing, and reduce customer credit risk all in real time to lower days sales outstanding and reduce bad debt write-offs. To demonstrate just how much more efficient the new SAP Fiori user experience in SAP Simple Finance makes financial management processes, here's one scenario for receivables management. For this scenario, business users were asked to complete common business tasks twice, once using the SAP GUI and once using the new SAP Fiori user experience. Both sessions were recorded and displayed side by side on one screen to compare processing time, clicks, screen changes, and fields filled. Let's have a look at how a cash collection specialist benefits from the new user experience that combines analysis and action in one application. Our collection specialist is calling customers to collect overdue receivables. He's working through a system-provided list of customers to be contacted today. The list is automatically sorted based on rules. Beginning at the top of the list, the collection specialist starts his calls. First, he needs to see when this customer was previously contacted. With the SAP Fiori user experience, he sees the contact history right on his screen. Then he calls the customer and reminds him about the payment due. And in doing so, he learns that the customer has an issue with one invoice, so the collection specialist creates a dispute case to document this. With the simple user interface, he can enter all the necessary data quickly. For example, thanks to SAP HANA, the type ahead search helps him to assign the right processor in 2 seconds. With another 2 clicks, he attaches a document to the dispute case. With the optimized user experience that's tailored to the way he works, our collection specialist is already finished. As you can see, if the collection specialist had used the SAP GUI, its process would have taken much longer. Let's fast forward the video. With SAP Fiori, the collection specialist completes the task easily in just 47 seconds, with 11 clicks, 2 screen changes, and 2 fields filled. With the SAP GUI, the process takes more than 2 minutes, with 39 clicks, 8 screen changes, and 5 fields filled. Thanks to the SAP Fiori user experience in SAP Simple Finance, the results are impressive. A 64% reduction in the duration, 71% reduction in clicks, 75% reduction in screen changes, and 60% reduction of fields filled.
So that's the difference between a classic receivable screen and the modern S4 HANA screen. So that's the advantage, and let's move on to this. So we are right now showing the modern interface, but if you want to do the same thing in the legacy or the classic finance, you need to, I'm going to click here, and you see that XDO3 is a transaction. You have to go to a different screen, again to another screen, you see the third screen, and then for promises you have to go to the fourth screen, and then for credit limits and other stuff you have to go to the other screen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screen, and then finally to create correspondence you have to have another screen, and for analysis a different screen. So this is how, and for call history you have to go for, I mean, it's so many screens, but you do it on only 1 or 2 screens in the modern interface. So, so the 3 core value propositions, what does that mean is it's a role-based. Role-based means, for example, in the current classic system, everybody sees everything. Man. For example, you are supposed to do only account receivables. You can also see account payables and other things. Whereas here it's role-based, based on your job profile. You would see only the screen what you are allowed to, and also you can see it in any devices. And simple business solution, and it's all digitally connected, means it's all real time. So you don't need to wait for anything, and there is no aggregates, no redundancy. So the data model, whatever they created, is very simple. So this is for all enterprise industries, everything. And these are the 3 points which you guys need to know. So we can start any Q&A session right now. Sandil?
Hey, sorry, I was on mute. I'm sure, because it's a presentation that we tried to cram in a lot of information in a 40-minute session. Of course, it's to give you a flavor of what is the legacy system and how SAP is moving or digitally transforming its product to more simpler, cloud-based, making more user-centric, right? Putting user in the front, right? It takes a lot of functional and technical consultants to do certain things earlier using a lot of cryptic transaction codes, but now that is all gone, it actually has a very simple user interface which even a common man can actually navigate through to see, bunch of information. Of course, with the right knowledge you possess, then it becomes as much as easier for you to operate this front-end system, which is based on SAP Fiori, than the previous version which uses SAP GUI. But that's just to kind of show you how how the innovation that has brought all these changes to modern SAP finance platform. We're going to learn all of this in much more detail as part of this course. But now we're ready to take questions that you may have. And if you have any question, please raise your hand, because webinar allows you to raise your hand. Or if you have a specific question, just type it using the question window, and we will unmute one at a time in the order of the question was raised, and we'll try to answer them all as much as we can.